Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live chat, and a live pop-up chat I should say, and it is Sunday the 13th of October 2019. I hope you've all had a really lovely Sunday. I know I have. I've had a traditional British Sunday lunch, which is amazing. If you go onto my Instagram, which is royal_reviewer, you will see a picture that I took of my dinner, of my Sunday lunch, and it's also in my upcoming weekly vlog, which is due to premiere in a few hours time on Elliot's British Life. So do go over to there and subscribe to that channel. Now, without further ado, I want to find the chat room to see who is about at this time, because like I say, because it's a pop-up chat, anybody could be here at any moment. So I can see some people commenting on the little window I can see in front of me. Yes, people are getting notifications, which is very good. I can see people coming in. If the picture is frozen, always refresh. I don't know why it would be frozen, but if it is frozen, refresh. I can see myself moving on this screen. Now, before I start, I will say that any links that I share in the live chat room, I will put in the description box for those of you who are watching on catch up later, because I know not all of you can attend the lives. Okay, we have 58 watching at this very moment in time, so I'll move on to some of my stories. So today we have got a bit of a mixed bag of things to talk about. We're going to be talking about the Queen, who was spotted in green at Windsor today. She was attending church because, of course, she's back from Balmoral. So no more Balmoral Craffy Kirk Church. It's back to the usual Windsor service. Charles and Camilla, we have new tour details, new upcoming tour details. So I'll be reading those. Prince Charles has been visiting the Vatican, so I'm going to be talking about that. And they have shared a really good video on the Clarence House Instagram, so do go and check that out. Also, the Cambridges are starting their tour of Pakistan tomorrow. And tomorrow it's going to be a very busy day because it's also the state opening of Parliament. So we'll be talking about that as well. Let me just see what people are saying. What am I wearing? A cardigan, my nightshirt, and I am wearing... of course you team your nightwear with a tiara, why wouldn't you? It is the lotus flower or papyrus tiara, the one that Catherine sometimes wears to the state opening of Parliament. Very gorgeous. I do like this one. Let me just kind of put it on. Kind of wear it a bit like a headband type. There we go. Oh, Isilia Nielsen said, I actually received your notification. Woohoo! That's really, really good. Right, I'm going to, without further ado, move on to the Queen at Windsor. So I do have a link, and if you wish to follow it, you can. If you don't wish to, you do not have to. You can just listen to me talking about it. So, the Queen is in green, or rather, I should say emerald. It's a beautiful colour on the Queen. The Queen wears these block colours, these block fashions, amazingly. She's always done it. You know, if you want to be noticed, if you want to stand out, even if you're just being driven to church, then block colouring is the way to do it. And I have to say, I think she looks amazing in this green. So, gone is Craffy Kirk Church. She is no longer at Balmoral in Scotland. In is the Royal Chapel of All Saints in Windsor Great Park. So that's where she attends her private service on Sunday when she is in Windsor. I'm not going to read all of the article, but I am going to take a look at the photographs. So again, you know, the quality of these photographs isn't terribly good. It's taken through a window of a vehicle. It looks like one of her Range Rovers, I think. It's quite a big vehicle, which is also in green, British green as well. Now, it's raining. I have to say, it's been miserable here in the UK. Well, it has in Shropshire, and it looks like it's miserable as well down in Windsor. I can see rain, I do believe, on the car. It's been raining and drizzly here too. And the Queen looks a little bit glum, I have to say, in the first photograph. You know, we have seen, when she's been in Scotland, a nice happy smiley face. But no, we have a little bit of glum here. I think it's the weather. Maybe she couldn't go horse riding. I don't know. That would do it, wouldn't it? If the Queen couldn't go horse riding for fear of catching a chill or something. So yes, I think she's looking a little bit glum about the weather. in my opinion. So the hat has got like a black trim, a black, is it feathers? A black flower or feather detail with, and her collar has a black trim as well. Oh yes, we can see a bit of a closer up of the photograph. I can confirm it is her Range Rover in green, in British racing green, with a cream leather interior. How sumptuous and plush. Now, like I said, I'm not going to read the whole article, but in the article they have interlaced these photographs with news of that if Charles and the Queen, or rather if the Duchy of Cornwall and the Duchy of Lancaster expand offshore wind farms into land that is owned by the Duchy of Cornwall and the Duchy of Lancaster, that the Queen and Prince Charles between them could make an extra £100 million because of the way that the monarchy is funded. And that is true, because now they receive 25% of the profits of the Crown estates in arrears. So the Queen, I mean, obviously Charles is a bit different. Charles isn't in that sort of percentage. His is just, he gets the profits off that. But the Queen, it is 25% profits of the Crown estates as well. So it's not just the Duchy of Lancaster, it's also the Crown estates. So yes, if potentially if the wind farms are expanded into and they're making hundreds of millions of pounds, then the Queen could basically get extra money. So and also obviously if Prince Charles does the same with the Duchy of Cornwall, then he could be in line for more money too. That is the way that the monarchy is funded, and to be perfectly honest, I think it's fair enough. And they mainly use that money on official engagements and things like that. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I think there is a bit of a negative narrative in this article, but whatever. So yes, there's only a few pictures. I mean, there's not terribly too many. They've got some replicas of the Queen's Lorna handbag that you could buy, but to be honest, I think if you want to have a replica of the Queen's handbag, don't get a replica of the Queen's handbag. Save up thousands of pounds and get the real deal, because none of them are going to feel quite the same as if you were strolling down the street with a proper, real Lorna handbag. So no, I'm not liking the replicas in this article. I think I'd want to go for the real deal. I'd just save up. Maybe I am saving up already. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go and see what people are saying in the chat room. I'm sure people are probably talking about the weather. I think probably. Glenda says she looked like she really wanted to be back at Balmoral. She did, didn't she? She did, I have to say. I think those happy Balmoral days are now a distant memory. She's already done two big engagements in public, and oh my goodness. Anyway, Jennifer says, I would call that colour Viridian Green. Okay. It's pouring here in Scotland, says Sharon. Good old Scotland. I knew it would probably be raining up there too. MSB 2012, yes, nice to see you too on a Sunday. Yes, the Queen does like Windsor a lot though. But again, she's back to work. Apparently it's beautiful here in Los Angeles. Oh, finally the smoke is gone. Well, that's good. I'm going to give that a really big thumbs up. Stephanie Dory, hello. So happy to be here today. I am too. Yes, she does wear it well, the colour. Apparently fell to 30 degrees in Chicago. Okay. Bev says the Queen has the look of back to this in the media. Yes. I think so too. Dory says maybe Her Majesty was looking serious because of Philip's condition. The BBC flashed that Prince Philip was in hospital. What? Do you know what? I haven't even seen that. When was this? Let me see. I'm going to look at it right now. I didn't know he was in hospital. I've not heard a thing. I've just typed in Prince Philip in the Google, Prince Philip News, and there's nothing coming up. I'm not quite sure where you heard that from. Hang on. No, I'm not getting anything. I'm getting no Prince Philip news. Is this literally just happened? Let me know. No, I'm getting no Prince Philip in hospital news right away. Yes, long may he consort. Oh, it's in the King says, Philip isn't in hospital, fake news. Well, like I said, I've just done a quick search because I was going to say that would be news to me entirely. So I've just done a quick search. No, he is not in hospital, and apparently it's not going live now. So, so yes, I'm going to give that a really big fan clap. Yes. Glenda says, the Queen is like the rest of us. We hate it when vacation is over. Indeed. Oh, the BBC YouTube broadcast flashed at writing at the bottom of the screen that Philip was in hospital. Are you sure it was the real BBC? It could be a fake channel. Was it the real BBC? Sharon says, I'm on the BBC News channel and nothing there. I think it may have been a fake BBC. Maybe. Caroline says, I saw them practicing for the opening of Parliament at night in the rain. Well, of course, as you know, I was in London on Monday and Tuesday, and they were preparing Parliament ready for the state opening. So there were certain rooms you couldn't go in, which I did go in the last time I was there. So they closed down the robing room. They closed down... Oh, we also had to go in a different entrance because of all the protests that were going in. So we didn't get to go up the big grand staircase where the Queen enters. We didn't get to go past her lift where she gets lifted, where she gets transported up into her robing room. So we didn't get to walk that route. That was all closed off because of protesters and because they were getting it all ready for the Queen, for the state opening of Parliament. But yes, I've seen inside the preparations that were going on, and I'm sure it will go without a hitch tomorrow. Now, whilst we're on the subject of Parliament, that was one of my last things to talk about, but I'll do it now. So it will take place tomorrow. I do believe it will probably be live streamed on the BBC somewhere on YouTube, so I'm sure you'll be able to watch it. I will be doing something in the Facebook group. So obviously there's certain things I can't put on YouTube, whereas in the Royal Reviewer and Friends Facebook group I will be able to do something. So if you want, head on over there. I'm going to try and do something. So the bug. Get the bug. I'm going to try and do something live. So maybe I will set the camera up and do a bit of a live stream whilst it's going on, so we can kind of watch it and talk about it together. So head on over to the Royal Reviewer and Friends Facebook group. You have to request to join if you're not already, and you have to answer all 3 questions. If you don't answer all 3 questions, you will not be allowed in. So don't just answer 2 and then expect to be let in. You've got to answer all 3 questions fully. It's to make sure that no trolls get in. So, so yes, if you want to see that, go there. And I will be doing something on that tomorrow. Again, people saying that there are no news on Philip. Exactly. Who went with Her Majesty to church? Nobody. It didn't appear that there was anyone in the car with her, which is why I didn't say anything. Sonia says, if you guys get the same kind of weather that we got here over winter, prepare for rain, rain, rain and more rain. One of the wettest winters we have had in ages. Oh no. Spring now and it's still raining. Ugh. Well, I hope I don't get that. I don't mind the rain, but I don't want it all the time. Let's have a look. Oh yes, and at this state opening, we don't think that the Queen is going to wear the Imperial State Crown. We think that it's going to be carried in front of her. Obviously, you know, she had a stripped down state opening last time, and I think probably the Queen probably felt like, okay, the one bit that I did like about that was the fact that I didn't have to wear the really heavy crown. So I think she's going to, you know, make a slight adjustment and have the crown carried in front. But I do think she will wear the diadem, the George IV state diadem, all the time, all the way through. And I do think we will get the proper robes as well this time. I don't think it will be a stripped down version. I think we'll get all the pomp, apart from the Queen literally wearing the crown as well. And Charles and Camilla are more than likely going to be in attendance too. Where can you buy the tiaras? Amazon and the Royal Look for less. Rosary says, someone on Twitter posted what I think is fake news. Prince Philip will give the Queen speech because she has a previous engagement. What? Oh my goodness. No, that's just stupid. No, fake news. Oh, where do these people come up with all this tut from? HN the King says the last day opening of Parliament was the 21st of June 2017. Thank you for that stat. Philip was hospitalised the day before, probably this confusion. Oh, well, they got it completely twisted. If that's what they're basing it on, they got that completely twisted, didn't they? Dory says, I'm such an idiot. I thought that was the latest day opening. Okay, no wonder I was seeing the fake news. See why I vent my news through here first. Yes. Always check. Always check. Galenda says, CNN as well as NBC as well as BBC America has not said anything as of yet. No. Philip is fine. Veronique, hello, to Normandy. Jory says, thank you. That has to be it. Palm smack to the forehead. Auntie D says, heading to Facebook and friends tomorrow if I am not at work when it goes live. Dean has a drought here in West Virginia. Glenda says, as an American, I must admit I love viewing the opening of Parliament. Oh, it's amazing. All the pomp and circumstance. I love it. The King says, I want to watch live. Me no happy. I know you have a previous engagement, don't you? That you can't get out of. And yes, you're going to have to watch on catch up. Or I don't know. Sneak to the toilet for like an hour and a half. Yes. Pretend you're ill. Sneak to the loo. Jackie J says, I thought silly season is over. The madness. Oh, it wasn't over. I thought that we'd get a lot more silliness in silly season, but it just carried on exactly the same as it has been, which kind of proved that silly season has been going on for literally, a year and a half now, probably. Oh, Auntie Dee's is off to... Well, that's lucky. Lucky you. James Medford says Charles might be escorting the Queen to the throne at the opening with Camilla seated before. Maybe. I mean, no. I don't know. Unless Camilla follows behind. Maybe. That could be it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to move on from the state opening, and I want to read Charles and Camilla tour details. So, we have a new announcement and some tour details. So, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall will visit New Zealand, Tuvalu, and the Solomon Islands from the 17th to the 25th of November 2019. And this, what I'm going to read now, was published today. So, I always like it when we get some proper actual details of tours. It always helps, doesn't it? So, their Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall will undertake an official visit to New Zealand between Sunday the 17th and Saturday the 23rd of November at the invitation of the New Zealand Government. This will be their Royal Highnesses' third official joint tour to New Zealand. On his return from New Zealand, the Prince will visit Tuvalu and the Solomon Islands to celebrate the monarchy's relationship with these Commonwealth realms. Their Royal Highnesses will arrive in Auckland, New Zealand on Sunday the 17th of November. During their visit, the Prince and Duchess will visit programmes and organisations working in areas they are committed to supporting. The Prince will focus on young people and youth opportunity, as well as environmental issues, with particular emphasis on tackling plastic waste. The Duchess will continue her focus on key themes, including domestic violence and literacy. During their time in Auckland, their Royal Highnesses will receive an official welcome at Government House and meet with the Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern. The Prince and the Duchess will then visit a number of community-based projects working to address social issues and create youth opportunity. From Auckland, their Royal Highnesses will travel to the Waitangi, tricky word, travel to the Waitangi Treaty Grounds to receive an official welcome and to honour the relationship between the Crown and the Maori people. The Prince has visited the treaty grounds on previous visits to New Zealand, most recently in 1994. Their Royal Highnesses will also travel to Christchurch, where they will see firsthand the resilience and regeneration of the city since the 2011 earthquake. The Prince and the Duchess will also see how the community has rallied to support their families affected by the two mosque attacks in the city in March. The Prince of Wales will then visit Caercuri to learn about the profound effect of the 2016 earthquake on the town, especially on the road and rail connections. At the end of the tour, the Duchess will return to the UK. At the end of the tour of New Zealand, the Duchess will return to the UK. The Prince will travel on to Tuvalu, where he will receive an official welcome and attend a reception. His Royal Highness's programme will focus on environmental issues and how local communities are responding to climate change. The Prince will also meet with young people to hear about the positive contributions they are making to climate change debate. His Royal Highness will conclude the tour with a visit to the Solomon Islands. This will be the Prince of Wales's first visit to the Solomon Islands. His Royal Highness will attend a public engagement which will focus on ocean preservation and climate change. The Prince will also spend time learning about sustainable fisheries in the Pacific Ocean. And there are a few notes for editors, which I always find quite interesting, which read, this will be their Royal Highness's third joint visit to New Zealand. The Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall last visited New Zealand in November 2015. Their Royal Highnesses also visited New Zealand in November 2012 to mark the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. The Prince of Wales last visited Tuvalu in October 1970, and this will be the Prince's first visit to the Solomon Islands. So there we go. Quite a lot of information there, but it is the official information that we have at present. Elaine says, I love New Zealand, very similar to the UK. In looks, yes. I mean, the countryside areas, most definitely. Louise says, I've heard great things about New Zealand. And Sonia says, not a bad effort on your pronunciation of our cities' names. Thank you. I mean, I know I may have got some of them a little bit off, but do tell me phonetically how you pronounce them, and I will try again. Louise says, I love the Cornwalls, yes. And Sharon says, they will be very busy, can't wait to see photos. Hayden the King says, oh, that tour should be good. And Elizabeth Regina says, New Zealand tour, great. Hayden the King says, maybe Andrew might come, you never know, to the state opening. I doubt it on this occasion. Sandra T says, when watching YouTube, click the tiny triangle to the right of the title. You'll usually see the publication date. And Sharon says, our kids are off to school for the week, so a good time to do anything is don't have to get out. James Medford says, Charles might be escorting the Queen to the throne at the opening with Camilla seated before. It's possible. It is possible. Anything is possible. Dory says, is this a new trend for tours? Couples separating at certain stops. Sounds like a good idea to cover more ground. No, I think it has been done previously. However, we know that Camilla doesn't really like travel. Particularly, I don't think she particularly enjoys long tours. I think she likes kind of little short bursts. So yeah, I mean, whilst the Prince has gone off to do his own interests, the Duchess Camilla probably feels like it's her time to just go back and carry on with her work and her engagements back in the UK. Sonia says, I'm right down the bottom of the South Island. I doubt they will come this far down. It doesn't. I don't think I noticed any names sort of down your end. Greg J says, as New Zealander, I can say that's true. When did Camilla tell you? Well, me and Camilla, we're there on the phone every night. Sharon says, with Camilla's back problems, travelling will be hard. Hello to just me. Right, we've done the tour. Now, I wanted to talk about Prince Charles's visit to the Vatican, which has happened today. So, it is to mark the canonisation of Cardinal Newman. So, the Prince of Wales has attended the ceremony at the Vatican, and he's written an article on Newman's legacy for the daily newspaper of the Vatican State. And there is a link to that on the Clarence House Twitter page. So there we go. So this 19th century religious figure is the first English person since 1976 to be canonised. So of course, to be canonised, you have to be dead, basically. So to be made a saint, you have to be deceased, and I think you have to have been proven to have performed miracles and that kind of thing. So His Royal Highness meets His Holiness the Pope Francis on arrival at the Vatican. There are some photographs here as well. Let me just check. I'm not sure if they are... I'm not sure if they're press association or not. I might be able to turn those into a video. I'm not sure. The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall last met Pope Francis during a visit to the Holy See in April 2017. Newman led the Oxford movement, which promoted the idea that the Anglican Church should reconnect with its Catholic roots. He was created a cardinal by Pope Leo the 13th, in recognition of his services to the cause of the Catholic Church of England. Today's events celebrate Newman's life and work alongside 4 other newly canonised saints. The Prince has described Newman as this great Briton, this great churchman, and, as we can now say, this great saint, who bridges the divisions between traditions. The Prince also attended a reception at Pontificio College, where Norman studied for the priesthood from 1846 until 1847. And there is a little bit of a speech from Prince Charles where he says he was able to advocate without accusation, disagree without disrespect, and, perhaps most of all, to see differences as places of encounter rather than exclusion. These are principles that continue to inspire and to guide each new generation. I think those are wise words indeed. I think most people could do with heeding some of those words now. And like I said, there is a video on the Clarence House Instagram as well that you can watch that has a little bit more information on it. So I just thought I would read a little bit about what Prince Charles has been up to today. So there we go. And I think that was all of my news. I'm done. I've gone through my list, and as I said before, the Cambridges start their Pakistan tour tomorrow. So there we go. Hayden the King says he's credited with inventing fabulous fingers. I don't think that can be credited to him. Maybe Mr. Cadbury. Let's have a look. I'm going up again. Curtis says the Queen needs a new employee as a kitchen staff at Buckingham Palace, and it will be paid to live. Oh, me in the kitchen? I don't think so. But if anyone wants to apply, please do. Hating the King says the parasol gave it away. Yes. Camilla and I share a love of parasols. Hello to Lynn in Nova Scotia. How late are you, says Lynn. Quite late. Quite late. I'm going to be going soon. Rosary says we celebrate his canonisation and 4 other new saints in the Catholic Church. Rosary says, yes, 1 or 2 miracles required. Right, well, it didn't say what those miracles were. Does anyone know what the miracles were that he performed? Let me know and I'll read them out. Kelly says, Vatican, very interesting. Canonisation is rare enough. And Sharon says, was a big talk about it at chapel today. Lots of people saying 2 miracles. I want to know what those miracles are. Nancy says, I love the royal look for less. And H.M. the King says, he's credited with inventing fabulous fingers. No. St. Cadbury. Shall we canonise chocolate fingers? Louise is excited for the Cambridge tour. Danielle says, enjoyed the royal news. Some pregnant beaver. No pregnant beavers. Katie says, looking forward to your video going live tonight. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying it. How long will it take for a parcel to get from New Zealand? Oh, I don't know. A couple of weeks, maybe? I mean, you'd have to give it a couple of weeks. It might not take a couple of weeks, but you'd probably have to give it a couple of weeks. Oh, you could have sent a New Zealand flag. Oh, I don't think I have one of those. That would have been good. Oh, that would have been good. Maybe a few weeks. It'll all be over by then. Auntie says, well done, you covered everything. I think I've caught up with all the royal news. H.M. the King says, I've seen someone in town using a parasol when it was pelting down with rain. I had to laugh. Ooh, a parasol in the rain? You need an umbrella for that. That's why I have my Fulton. If you check out my Instagram, I posted a photograph this morning. In fact, I'm going to start using my Instagram more. I've decided, yeah, I'm going to start using my Instagram a lot more. So, to find me on Instagram and follow me, it is royal_reviewer, because royal reviewer was already taken. So royal_reviewer. Follow me on there. I don't just post royal stuff, and to be honest, I don't post, you know, pictures of the Queen or Charles. It's basically just stuff that I like. You know, it's just kind of my life again. So if you want to follow stuff like that, then head on over to Royal Reviewer. I posted a picture of me under, well, you could kind of see my umbrella, which is the Queen's Fulton birdcage umbrella, and my cup of coffee with my autumn garden. It was lovely, so do go and check that out. Right. Agent the King says, Cardinal, thank you for your Googling fact check, it's amazing. It says, Cardinal Newman is credited with curing an American man from Boston with a debilitating spinal disorder who claimed in 2001 he could suddenly walk again after praying to the British Cardinal. Well, that's one miracle. What's the other? Curtis says, Kate Winslet reveals the Queen swiftly ended their chat by pushing away her handshake while receiving her CB in Buckingham Palace. Yes, the Queen always indicates that it's time to go, but not by pushing away a handshake. The Queen always offers a handshake. It's the offering of a handshake which symbolises that it's over. So I think they've got that a little bit twisted. I think the Sun has got their facts wrong. So yes, it is all to do with the handshake, but not that way around. The Queen wouldn't push away a handshake. It's the Queen that does the offering of the handshake, which symbolises that time is up and it's time to jog on and it's time for the next person. Politely, of course. Kelly says, full moon last night, so everyone, that was crazy. Ooh, I've gone down a bit. Haitian the King says, his second miracle, the inexplicable healing of a woman with a life-threatening pregnancy, was approved this year. Oh, so there we have it. 2 medical miracles. Cat Lover says, as you redo your home, we would love to see Instagram photos. I could, couldn't I? Is Anne home safely? Now, I haven't heard anything. So I'm assuming that everything's okay. I think if Anne had got injured in Japan, or anywhere for that matter, that there would be a bit of news about it. Karen says the other miracle was a deacon. Right, I'm going to go down a little bit. Bev says, remember to give a big... Yes, if you're watching, please give a big thumbs up. 85 thumbs up with 255 watching. Right, I'm going to go now. Because I've covered everything. And yes, I've not had my tea yet because I had a really big Sunday lunch. My mum and dad did some pasta. So I've got some pasta in the microwave because I was too full to eat it earlier. So I'm probably going to go and, once I've uploaded this video, have something to eat and drink and maybe watch a few vlogs and catch up with some things on the TV. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media and also do hit that bell so you know whenever I upload a new video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and also join me in about 2 hours time on Elliot's British Life, a separate channel, for my weekly vlog, which includes London footage, so don't miss it. I want to see as many of you at the premiere as is humanly possible, but if not, you can always watch it on catch up as well. So tomorrow, like I said, I'll be doing the state opening of Parliament. I think I'll do it live in the Facebook group, Royal Reviewer and Friends, answer the questions to get in. So from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.